There's something that I want us to discuss here, and that is Fani Masemola have revealed the fact that our Minister Senzo Mkhunu, he disbanded the political killing task team without even consulting with them and without asking for the report. And that alone, it tells me that the disbandment of the political killing task team was, the intentions were forever questionable. And I say this without fear or favor. Without fear and doubt. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. But the very same Minister of Police in Parliament have said that the disbandment of the political killing task team, he did so because the president he was in agreement with the president to disband the political killing task team. So, from what we are now heard is that it's going to be very interesting. Why I'm saying that, I'm going to bring that video too. There's a question that was asked by the commissioners. They contrast disbandment with creation of a new unit and say, what if a new unit was created? What would have been, what would you have done if a new unit was created? He answered that. So let's start from this thing where Masemola says, I played along, but I did not want to disband the team because I was hoping that in the process of time, we will find motives as to why. But still, even when time lapsed, there was never a motive as to why is this political killing task team being disbanded. Fani Masemola said it here.
Which I did to an extent, made sure the team is not disestablished immediately, that I was successful. And eventually, without any other help, and with this minister here in front of me, insisting, I had to end up saying, well, if we do it your way, I don't accept, but let's rather do it my way. Probably as we go along, I might find motive. And kept on saying, but Minister, why are you disestablishing this team? I kept asking that question all the time. I did acknowledge, Commissioner, that yes, initially I refused not to comply with his instruction. But after having no any other way, and life goes on, this man is here in front of me, he wants the team disestablished. There is no any other help. So what do I do? The only way that I did was, no, if you do that, you do it my way, not your way. Because
maybe then, I hope I won't sound as being facetious. Maybe then you should have qualified your answer of this morning and say, I would not obey an unlawful instruction unless the minister breathes down my neck.
Unless?
The minister breathes down my neck.
Okay. I hear, Commissioner. The positions that we find ourselves as government officials, well, I'm sure the commissioners are prerogative where they are sitting. We go through things.
So, right from there, you get a sense that then the political killing task team is being disbanded. Whether we like that or not, at this particular juncture, it's neither here or there. What is of importance is that the political killing task team is going to be disbanded. And that is a fact. Why is Minister Mkhunu disbanding this political killing task team is unknown. Again, when you have Mr. Mahlala that knows the operations of the South African Police Service, when you have Mr. Brown Mokgotsi who's not a member of the South African Police Service, but knows the operations, has an interest in the operations, what do you think would have been the driving force then? Hey, it's going to be interesting. I am interested to hear when the minister shall descend or shall take the seat on the commission. I am interested to hear his defense in all of this, particularly because for you to disband the team, you must be informed by scientific evidence. What scientific evidence did you obtain which necessitated the disbandment of the political killing task team? How much of a damage would have it caused if you did so successfully? Because you can be charged very on premeditated something. But let's listen to General Fanema Samuel speaking about the disbandment here.
Thanks, Commissioner. My understanding is that the minister is responsible to issue a national policing policy. In other words, that is the direction in terms of what are the priorities that we need to do as the police. For example, there could be priorities about, let's say, gangsterism or cash in transit that is troubling the country. That is a strategic direction that we need to deal with that. But the how part of it, how many resources are going to use, of course, I will inform the minister as to what resources are going to use. But the how part of it, it is, according to me, is an operational matter where I will decide how many resources in terms of personnel, vehicles, and how are we going to do this job. I don't expect the minister to say, get involved into the how part of it in terms of executing the functions. But I expect that he can identify the priority. Yes, he can talk to in terms of what he thinks. There's no problem even if he can say how he thinks the how part, but not that he get involved in to say, do it in the following manner. So in this case, my issue is, for example, in this case of the political killings task team, it is a task team that is working at a lower level under a provincial commissioner. If ever he found anything wrong with the task team, he could say, that task team, I think you need to disband it, and we can engage in the terms of the why and how and so on. But to go further to say disband, but then after saying disband, then you go further to say now, not even tomorrow. I think that is totally encroachment into the mandate of the National Commissioner in terms of performance of my duty.
So this then is termed as an unlawful instruction. Hence, Masamela is being questioned on why did you obey an unlawful instruction. One will ask, how many unlawful instructions have been issued by ministers? Because they have a superior position when they issue those unlawful instructions. As Fanema Semela will say, if you don't do so, it creates limitation in your career. But also one will ask, what will be Masemela's career considering the fact that he's already a national commissioner, and when his term expires, what's there? Well, we don't know. Like presidents, they get to travel the world. They get to be called to special meeting and all the stuff. So we don't know what it meant, because we don't know the privileges that these people enjoy beyond being a commissioner, right? The limitation that he was speaking about. But generally, it makes sense that there is this limitation. Speaking about the limitation, the same Minister of Police, by the way, had the same Minister of Police, by the way, very interestingly, was in Parliament and said quite interesting things there about how him and the president agreed that they should be this team should be disbanded. Here.
Equally, can the minister say to you or direct that you should disband the implementation program that you have put in place, using this example of the cash in transit robberies? Can he give you direction to disband and to disband it immediately?
No, actually not. He cannot say disband such a low-level team. That team is not working at strategic level. It's very low level down on the ground. And you can also deal with the how part as to you must do it now. That is within the purview of the National Commissioner and Provincial Commissioner.
And I think earlier on you touched on the fact that if there were to be any considerations, perhaps, or issues that the National Commissioner, the Minister is inclined that the National Commissioner should consider, you would expect a discussion, I think you said earlier, to the Chair.
Yeah, surely there will be engagement so that one understand why would he come to a specific conclusion. If we want to disband a team of cash in transit, I would have to understand as the National Commission as to what are the reasons why you get to such level.
Mr. Matau, before you move on, if I may, you are discussing a disbandment stage. I just want to clarify. Do you consider it would you consider it as an encroachment on your powers, operational authority, if the minister said to you, you should constitute a task team to look at cash in transit issues or to deal with that? So is that an encroachment according to you?
No, to say establish, do something about cash in transit, that is not encroachment. I will, as the National Commissioner and the relevant officials, establish such a plan and fight that specific crime. So it doesn't tell me how many people I must use, how, the when. He says, cash in transit is a problem, attend to it. Either you do a task team or you do whatever, but attend to it.
Yes.
That,
sorry, please carry on.
Yes, that is the cash in transit is a problem. As a National Commissioner, I'll attend to it. But to say to me, go and take so and so from Province X, so and so from Province X, and do this, that will be encroachment because that's the how part. But defining the problem is strategic for him. I don't have a problem.
Yes.
But to get to the who, how, what, when, that I regard it as encroachment.
Yes.
Even to say disband, I regard it as encroachment.
Yes.
At this rate, I don't know what shocks us anymore. I'm not shocked. I will not be shocked as well if Ramaphosa is called into this commission and now he tells us something else. But we are waiting. Minister Mkhwanazi'S, we are waiting for him. You said it in Parliament that it was the president who said you should, or whether you were in agreement with the president that the political killing task team is disbanded. Yet when the president is being sought after for answers, he does not offer answers. Does it mean that the president here, he is a hypocrite? He used people. I'm not sure. I'm just saying. does it mean that the president is a hypocrite in this thing? I will leave it there. There's a possibility of that. But we'll wait for Mkhunu. So whilst waiting for Mkhunu, let us work on this. We will then compare this evidence with any testimony that he shall render as to why disbanding the political killing team. We will wait for him.